Welcome back to another video here on Muddy Beards 4x4. Today we got a big video for you. We're going to be showing you the Badland Apex 5500 long drum UTV winch, the little brother of my winch I've been running on my Jeep for a few years now, and then we're going to custom build from scratch a bumper to put it into on my 98 Subaru Forester, so stick around. So, I have been running the Harbor Freight Badland Apex 12K winch on the front of my Jeep for a few years now, and I absolutely love it. Now, this is a 5500 UTV winch. As I'm filming this, this is not currently out yet. So, I am told there is a long drum version and a short drum version, which is going to give you more line. This one is the long drum, which has a 1/4 inch synthetic line that's 50 feet long. I don't know how much the short drum length will be. I just don't know. And I was told the price on this is going to be $349. We have our instructions here, and these are our abrasion things that you put over top the rope. So if you're on a rock or something, you can put this over the rope or rock or a tree so that it doesn't rub on the synthetic rope. We got our little mini Fairly. This is absolutely identical to the other one, just smaller. And that's going to be the case for most of this stuff, that the hook is exactly the same. It's just smaller. And this hook I really love on the 12K. This hook has been awesome. I absolutely love it. So we have the actual winch itself. It is pretty light. It's not really that heavy. So I really like the free spool engage. It's like a twist knob, and instead of like a handle. So unlike other winches, the control box, the solenoids, comes totally separate, and you can remote mount it anywhere you choose, and it has all the wiring that goes from the remote box to the controller itself. So you can kind of put it wherever you want to. It gives you a little bit more freedom, so it's not on top of the winch itself where the controller mount will be. Also is really awesome, it comes with a interior switch, winch in, winch out, which attaches to this harness as well. So I have the perfect spot in the Subaru where I can wire this in, where I don't even need to use this controller at all. And obviously it comes with all the wiring and all the bolts and everything to put it together. This is going to be the interesting part for me, like where I'm going to want to mount the solenoid and the wiring and how that's going to work out. But once we get to actually installing the wiring and everything for this winch, we'll get more into the details of how we're going to do this. In order to install this winch on the Subaru, this is a 1998 Subaru Forester, I have to build a bumper for it because they don't make a tube bumper or a winch bumper for a Subaru Forester unless you're going to pay someone to custom build one. So I am just going to build one myself. So I spent a bunch of time staring at it, going through all of the raw materials that I already have laying around. I'm going to spend $0, that's the goal, $0 on any material. I'm using all basically scrap metal that I have laying around. As you can see, I got the winch mocked up here just on my Harbor Freight jack here, and all the structure of the bumper is off. So here is the mounting point. It looks like it's going to be right here. So I have already made with my cardboard this plate that's going to go right here, bolt to here, and I'm going to start building off of this plate right here. I wanted to use 3/16, but I don't have enough 3/16 in order to make it, so this plate that's going to bolt on is going to be 1/4 inch because that's what I have. There was part of the air box that was right here that I had to take out as well. This was the A-pillar that I cut out of the RX-7. This is Schedule 40 pipe. This already has the perfect bend for this corner right here. So the first step is just building these main plates that's going to tie in everything together. And so once I got these made, then everything I'll just start slowly building each piece and part off of that. Well, this is where I'm at right now. Just want to give you an update. We have our plates obviously here. This is a 4-inch triangle that is going to be attached to all of this, which is my main plate, which is a 1/4 inch. 1 3/16, but I don't have a 3/16 one. It'll be fine. This is the winch mount that came with the winch. And another thing that I've been working on, so this is going to be fully welded to this bracket here, front, back, and side. And another thing that I did right here is this is the 1/4 inch skid plate. That was the old one for my Jeep. If you remember, I built that a few months back. I have this plate that goes to the back of the winch mount. So the pulling, you know, if it pulls this way, it's going to want to pull the back of this up. So I reinforced this, and there's 2 nuts welded to the back on the inside here. So these bolts go through the skid plate and then through this bracket, so it's going to be removable. Once I have all of this totally figured out, this is where we'll be mounting most of the tube for the bumper. Also, I used a hole saw and drilled out the bottom of this 1/4 inch plate so I can run the bolts in for the winch itself. These are accessible right here and here, and then I wanted to make these accessible without cutting a chunk out of this plate. So that'll make it super easy for installation. I'm using the Harbor Freight pipe bender right here to bend the tubes that are going to go around the fenders right here. These were already bent. You can see 51 degrees, and I am bending this part right here so it goes around the very front of the Subaru really nice. So you can see I have my marks. I did about like 7 inches. Every 1/2 inch I marked, and then obviously the top of my die is marked as well so I can keep it centered. And then I'm using a magnet level to make sure I keep the pipe level all the way through the bend. Unfortunately, this is not one piece. I could go to the scrap yard or go to the metal yard and get a piece of this, and it'd be like 80 bucks because I just bought one recently, and I don't want to spend 80 bucks on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically cut this flush, and I'm going to splice basically this piece and this piece together, basically in the center of the Subaru with another piece, and then weld it all together. Okay, I got the first piece of tube, the big main one that goes across the whole top underneath the grill here and under the headlights, all set up where I want it. And I made this little tab right here that's going to go around the tube that's going to mount to this main mounting point. So I'm going to have to cut 2 of these up, one for each side, which is going to mount here on this main bracket, and then I can pretty much slide it on that bracket and make it mount anywhere I want, as long as this tube is where I want it, and tack everything into place, and it should be good to go. I'm in the middle of building this bumper, and I ran out of cutoff wheels and flap discs and all that stuff, so I ran to Harbor Freight to just pick up some cutoff wheels and flap discs. And I ended up coming home with a new welding helmet. This one is like $150. This is the most expensive one they had there. And this is the $50 or $49 one that I've been using for a few years, and I decided I'd be doing a lot of welding on this, and I think it might make for a good video for you guys later on down the road once I've used this newer, nicer one for a little while. You know, $50 versus $150 welding helmet, which one I like better. Also, I didn't know, I was browsing around, that they make a soft shackle, so I bought this to try it out. I always need recovery gear, soft shackles, and stuff like that. Not only did I get flap discs, cutoff wheels, and stuff like that, I decided to get another 4.5 inch grinder because I am constantly, like every 5 minutes, I feel like I'm taking this off, putting on a grinder to a cutoff wheel to a flap disc, and I just want to make my life a lot easier. So I think this is 40 bucks, and I have it set up. I just grab this one and use it instead of having to change it out every time. I got this piece right here. This is going to be the bull bar. This was originally part of the main hoop on the RX-7 roll cage. You can see there is some tube here. I still need to grind a bunch of this out and make it nice and smooth, and I'll smooth it all out with the flap disc. Also, real quick, if you guys didn't know, I am building a TDI swapped RX-7, 1986 FC RX-7. So if you guys are into that stuff, make sure you hit that subscribe button and stick around and watch those videos when they come out. So I'm using my laser. I marked the center line of here, the whole Subaru, marked my center lines, and I marked the center line of my bull bar right here. So I made this when I did the RX-7 roll cage because I had a lot of compound angles that were difficult, and this is basically shish kebab skewers and a piece of cardboard, and I can wrap it around my tube, and I can get an approximate angle of how I'm going to need to cut it when it's sitting on top of this plate right here, and you can use it for doing it on tube. It's not the greatest. They make tools for this that are, I don't know, 60 bucks or something, but this was like $2 or less. I think they're about $1 for a whole packet of these. And I can get my basic mark here, and I will cut this off and see where I'm at on here, and then mark it out and do it on the other one. Straight down, and it comes off. Last thing I got to do is install these end caps from Barnes 4-wheel drive. That didn't work. Let's try it one more time. There it is. End caps are on. These are for 1.5 inch pipe tube, and this is like 1.6 something, so these caps are too small, but just kind of grind it around it and it'll look fine. And I also drilled a couple of holes, one here and one through the side here, so I'm gonna have 2 lights per side. Well guys, tragedy has struck. It has now been like 2 weeks since I filmed any of that. The engine in the Subaru exploded on the freeway on the way home from work the day after I completely finished building the bumper, and I just bolted on the winch just so it wasn't an open void on the bumper. And I am currently still waiting for a new engine for the Subaru. I will be putting a new engine in it and getting it back up and running, but it probably will be another week or so. I've been waiting for the engine for like a week, so hopefully this week I will get it. I will get it back running, finish installing the winch, do all the electrical wiring. We will go out and test it, and that will be part 2 now. Unfortunately, I was hoping to do it all in one video, and this video has gotten kind of long with the fabrication anyways, so what we're going to do is we're just going to make this a 2-parter. If you guys want to check out the winch, I will leave the link in the description as soon as it is available to me, because it might not be out the day that the video is released. I'm hoping to release this basically like the day it's released or the day after it's released, so you guys are not messaging me, hey, why can't I find the winch? Where's the winch at? I can't find it, because it's not out yet. As of when I'm even filming this outro right now, it's still not out yet. I will try to time the release of the video to when it comes out, so we're going to avoid all of that situation. Anyways, if you want to follow me on social media, I am at MuddyBeards4x4. We got shirt stickers, stuff like that on our website. Click the links in the description. We got discount codes for Barnes 4-wheel drive and a couple other people. All that will be down in the description. As always, Amazon store, you know the deal. Until next time, guys, we'll see you on the trail.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory, yeah. Don't don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.